make you see a brand here, menu Jiabroba. There, air coye bay, hustle no air not real. But more young we there, after all the hustle, they won't feel till. But still I would do because people are not concentrating in smelling good. Now, best smelling good, I have no other recommendation but AFC. AFC Anaya fragrance collections. Now, what more affordable products, very cheap ones. You can get something as low as 15 cedis. Ultimate smells so good. Now, Mangasamanya, Chiopa, the BCB, Shakwana, when you anchor. When you manka wanka said no, but you see, the thing is this: don't just be doing the talking, let the scent do the talking. Master, make you know they use the smell the keep person. Let me just recommend AFC to you, and in the end, we thank you later. Now, let me show you this news. This very month, now most of the NBC TV stations, the radio stations, why I'm not doing there, they are going to steal even the policies of the NPP. Was I'm NDC. That is what they have decided to do. Now, due to that, there is this particular plan from the NPP to debunk all of them. Now, we've had one particular news CBR. They are trying to steal certain policies. Them amazing Kamakano. Now, this time around, Dennis Marcos Aboagye call all Joynews. Now, all the journalists be wondering. I was even shocked to the core. From the alpha, but to know Alpha Mekos. But more than a share video. No business and come the area. Shawadrin or comment section.
Than the NDC. The reason why you go to the ballot is because you have to make a choice between one person and the other person in a human society.
Right.
So definitely, that's why I say our manifesto, we've done just about 80%. So there are 20% of our manifesto that we haven't been able to fulfill.
You've done 80%?
Yes.
According to what survey?
There is there, but go and look at it. I've given you the figure.
To what survey?
We have run an analysis of our manifesto. You have it. You are a journalist.
The MPP. Yeah.
You have the manifesto. Run the analysis.
That's exactly why I'm asking.
No, run it.
According
yes,
to what?
80%.
This is you.
No.
You are saying this.
See,
it's like looking at the performance tracker.
Be fair.
It's like looking at the performance tracker. You know how many problems we've had?
Can I speak?
How many? I allow you to speak a lot, so let me also speak. How many? I don't want to use the word, but how many inaccuracies?
Let me ask you something. Let me ask you a specific question. If you haven't done it, you haven't done it. Have you run an analysis of implementation in this MPP's manifesto? What percentage did you get?
Have I run what?
An analysis of the implementation of the MPP's manifesto. What percentage did you get?
I don't have a personal.
Exactly.
No, relax. But I have seen some of these surveys that do not have anything close to your 80%.
Which one was that survey? Let me check it now for the viewers.
I don't remember.
Exactly.
But I'm saying that there have been a number of approaches.
Don't do this. Don't let us
relax.
But
there have been a number of how would I say? I wouldn't call them surveys. But they have analyzed some of the promises you've made. Even if I look at your anchor projects, your flagship projects, and that's what I just mentioned. I mentioned about 5.
Can I speak now?
What would be your execution rate on these?
So hold on. Can I speak now? So I told you that we've implemented 80% of our manifesto. Then you tell me that we've done an analysis of some of them and it's not been done. Of course, there's a 20% that hasn't been done. That's why I asked you a specific question. You challenge the 80%.
So you should have a figure that has not been done.
No.
I see.
You challenge, so you don't have a figure and yet you are challenging the figure. It doesn't add up. Before I confront you and say that your analysis of a figure is wrong, I should have mine. So no worries, there is time. Take your time. Take the manifesto of the MPP. Take the manifesto of the NDC. Do the analysis. Come back. Show it like you have done here. Don't come and say it with your mouth.
Tell me.
Line by line.
Tell me, Dennis.
Hold on.
What goes into the 20%?
Why do you do this?
The 20% that is left.
Why do you do this?
The 20% that is.
Why do you do this?
But you know we have a time. Right?
Yes, but
we don't have all the time.
So you
because I want us to get into.
So you want to take all the time.
Okay, you finish. When you're done, tell me the 20% now. What goes into the 20%?
So you see, go and take it. Bring it to your screens. Line by line. They said they would do this. Have they done? They said they do it. Then when we finish, we calculate.
So let's do a quick line by line. We can do the flagship.
No.
Let's do a quick.
Bring the manifesto.
Let's do a quick line by line on
I'm
the
not going to let you to flee.
1 D, 1 F, 1 village, 1 dam, 1 million per constituency.
You're not helping the conversation. You see what you are doing is
planting for food.
What you are doing is one of the things that we usually do to our viewers. That amounts to misinformation and disinformation.
What is misinformation about this?
You cannot run
20%. I'm saying take it on these.
Have you done it?
Give me.
Have you done it? You haven't.
No, but you say you've done it, right? But so tell me. You say you've done it. So tell me.
Can I speak? So listen. I am not one of those people that jumps around and do some of these things. You run an analysis on a set of data. You have 100 things.
You say 80%.
Would you let me speak? Would you let me
say 80%?
Yes, we have done 80%.
On the 80%, the 20% you found that has not been done. I'm not even saying
so for example,
mine. I'm saying what you have done.
Hold on.
Give me the 20% on these flagship programs.
For example,
what is left?
So for example, listen. We have run a test on our manifesto to determine that there are 80% of the things that we said we have done that we've been able to do. There is a 20% that is outstanding that we haven't been able to entirely complete. I'll give you a quick one. Look at the macroeconomic indicators. When we came to office, one of our main objectives was to move our inflation to a single digit, which we succeeded in doing between 2017 and 2024. But today, it's around 20%, from 15% to 20%. Clearly, it means that we haven't been able to achieve that, have we? Look at our forex exchange, our foreign exchange, and the currency. Clearly, we haven't been able to do that, have we? So, if I tell you that we have done 80%, it is not up to you, who hasn't done any analysis, to come and tell me that is not true. Then you ask me to tell you how you arrived at your non 80%. It doesn't add up.
You have to watch where you're going.
No, but
I'm merely saying,
have you done it? Have you done it?
Your purported survey.
Have you done it?
No, some things have been done on some sectors.
Which one? Do you have?
Some sectors have been done.
Which one?
I don't have the information here. I'm saying that some sectors.
Even that some sectors part of the 20%, even if you identify something like that.
Okay, so you've had your say. Let me talk. We've done analysis.
Exactly, talk about that.
In blunt thoughts, for example, I've used some data on, let's say, education, on different aspects. I don't have them immediately before me. I will not be one of those who will come and say something because I don't have the information here. But I'm saying that you claim you've conducted a survey. And that 80% is done. The 20% you should have a fair.
But I've told you,
so that you can complete.
But I have just
and
told
I was putting you in your flagship program, and you keep fleeing.
But I've just told you. You said the 20% that we haven't done. I've just told you some of the 20%. So what are you talking about? How do you contend somebody's analysis when you don't have a contrary figure? So speculations, throw it in the air, and then we move on. That will not be allowed. Have you done a test? And I think it can be done. It's not too late.
Let me ask you this.
It's not too late. We still have time. 4 months. You can run that test. I think you should do it.
If the performance tracker is if the performance tracker is because I believe the performance tracker then should be a key point to analyze what you've done and what you've not done, right? Yes, absolutely. And if that is the standard, so you agree that gives us pure evidence.
Why not?
If that is the standard, then we are lost.
What is your figure? What is your figure?
What if that
you are doing it based on the screen that you watch? But why are you doing this to your viewers? Have you done analysis of the performance tracker vis-a-vis the manifesto?
Let me ask you.
No, have you done that?
Let me ask you.
So how did you come to that?
As for the analysis
against the manifesto?
No.
No, you are wrong. So you see,
the analysis of the data on the performance tracker has been done.
And let me tell you how. We are talking about running an analysis and implementation status of a manifesto. What you do is not an analysis of the performance tracker in isolation. You take the performance.
What makes you think we've done it in isolation?
But I asked you, so tell me the manifesto.
And I'm telling you that
the implementation,
even after the establishment or the release of the manifesto,
tell me the manifesto analysis that you did, the status of implementation. Tell me.
Relax. When I asked you the 20%, you couldn't.
I told you. I said I've told you.
I don't have all of them.
I have told you. I said
what did you mention?
I've told you.
Macroeconomy has done
I said that the macroeconomic indicator, we give specific.
Which indicators?
For example, we said inflation will take it to single digit. Is that double digit? Didn't we? Look at what is happening to the foreign exchange, the cedi. So those are things.
But this is in reverse of the points you are trying to make.
Those are the 20% we haven't been able to achieve. What are you talking about?
I see.
What are you saying? What are you saying?
That is the 20%. So what else goes into the 20% from the other angles I mentioned? Because I don't even want to stretch it. Your flagship program.
So you see the point you are missing here is this, and that's the problem. You asked about the status of implementation of a manifesto. I tell you, we've run an analysis and we've done 80%. You ask me the ones that I think form part of the 20%. I give you examples of some. You have none. But here you are debating.
What makes you think I have none?
But I've asked you, tell the people. I said, what figure did you get in terms of implementation percentage?
But I'm telling you that I cannot give you figures that I do not have readily here.
But how do you debate?
But I can debate you on what exactly you think, because you've given me a figure.
So let me ask you something. You see, let me tell you, Ghana has moved on.
Moved on from what?
If you ask me.
Moved on from what?
If you ask me.
No, moved on from what?
If I ask you to tell me what forms even 70% of what you think MPP hasn't been able to do, how are you going to establish that? By barely mention one or two things?
I just gave you your 5 flagship
and you think that forms and that forms how much percentage? Tell me, that forms how much percentage?
If I look at, for example, your promise, 1 million per constituency, were you able to fulfill
that? Forms let's say we
No,
have
no, no, no.
No, let's say
Relax,
no.
relax.
Let's just say
Relax.
Let's just say
Do you want to talk throughout the show?
Let's just.
Do you want to talk throughout the show?
Ask me.
$1 million per constituency. You were not able to fulfill it.
Fulfill what?
You were not able to give the $1 million.
No, we're not able to fulfill it. When you say we are not,
You
that's
were
false.
not able to give the $1 million to every constituency.
That is not true. That's false.
What did you do?
So we actually sent the $1 million to every constituency. And there are
did?
some, yes, in 2018.
When?
In 2018 and 2019.
And what happened?
No, so you see, so what you are saying is not true. So you know what you should say?
You said that you would
Stop
give
disinforming your
throughout the period.
What
You would give
say,
1 million.
But you are saying that
Okay.
you couldn't fulfill it.
Fine. Did you fulfill it throughout the period?
So that is where
You didn't.
So listen to me. That is
So there is a shortfall.
That is where the percentage of implementation comes in.
And even the $1 million.
Stop misinforming your viewers.
In fact, the ambulance
That
budget
is
is $1
where-
million.
that is where-
What do we have to show for it?
What do we have to show forward? For what? What do you
$1 million. What was
People
it?
are watching you. I'm telling you that.
What was it used for?
If somebody wants to implement a project and says that I will do A, B, C, D, and you want to measure the percentage of implementation, you don't say that they didn't do it. You look at what they have done and measure it against the whole.
Okay, so
then you know the percentage.
You did 2 years. You did a year or two out of
Yes.
what? 8 years.
A year
right?
or two or what? A year or two or what?
You said you sent $1 million.
You said that we didn't do it. You said that we didn't.
You said that.
And if
Of
I'm
course,
not brought it up, you don't.
the execution. No, the point is,
Uh-huh.
I do remember some ambulance issues.
You do remember, but yes, you said we didn't do it.
Listen,
But yes, you said we didn't do
the
it.
point is, I used to like.
So you would have done.
You said you would give $1 million per constituency every year.
That is
Have you been able to execute?
That is where the percentage of implementation that I keep asking you about.
Okay, so that is.
So don't come and stand on.
You look at.
and tell the viewers that they didn't do it when you know that some of
Obviously,
it has
you
done,
didn't.
And then
But then let me ask you. Let me take you to this.
Take me.
Now, if you go to planting for food and jobs, for example, and the food security you said you would create, even after Dr. Efri Akoto had left, and now we have Dr. Brian Echampo. Have you achieved that?
Achieve what?
Food security, ensuring that we have enough on all fronts.
We've made progress. Do you know how much import of rice that we have cut over the period, and we are producing it locally?
I do know that
Exactly.
it's about what 30-something%. But at the same time,
hold on.
At the same time, our consumption has increased.
So again, there is a percentage of success, and that is why I keep bringing.
But no one has anyone said here that in all of these areas there is no success at all.
I will not allow you.
Has anyone said
I will
that?
not allow you to run away from the issue.
No, but have I said that there's no success on any front
The
at all?
fundamental debate here is that
It is your 80% I'm questioning.
Of course.
Not
It is
that there is
80.
no success at all.
Of course, it is 80. So how are you arriving? What is your figure? What? And immediately 80 is mentioned. It means that there's a certain percentage that hasn't been done. Because it is not 100%. So what is your figure? So you've really made us waste 10 minutes debating something that you have nothing to show.
Waste.
Yes, debating something that you have
according
nothing
to your logic.
But
these are the probing questions we have to ask on the very thing.
No.
You're telling me you have 80%.
Yes.
You're telling me that you sit an exam, you claim you have scored 80%, and you don't know which questions you actually messed up on. You got
the
wrong.
Problem you have,
and actually
the problem you're having
the
is
loss
that,
of 20%.
The problem you're having is that
is that what you're telling me?
You see, the problem you're having is that you are struggling so much to make the point you made, which is you are human. Obviously, wrong, look good. I told you that
it's not a problem. I'm saying
asked me to give you
scored 80%. 20%. There must be some questions you got wrong.
Bro, you are wrong.
You can't tell me.
I told you, but I mentioned that
you mentioned that macroeconomic indicators and inflation has gone up.
Is that not part?
I was tagging you. Fine, it is part of it.
So what are you talking about? Why you let us waste time to discuss something?
Okay,
you are right. Let's move on. You are right.
5 of your flagship.
You are right. Let's move on.
And you can't even.
You are right. Let's move on. You are right. Let's move on. It is wrong for you to continuously be fixated on a falsehood simply because you want to be proven right. So you are right. I tell you about analysis of a manifesto we have done.
Shouting is dependent
call it anyhow you want to call it. I tell you about analysis of a manifesto we have done. You haven't done any. You contest the figure. And I ask you, what is your figure? You don't have it. And you are picking on things. You are speculating.
You can take it that way, that we've never done.
Okay, you are right. Let's move
assessment.
You are right. Let's move on. But you said you haven't done it.
But let me ask you then.
Yes.
Moving on.
Trade with unmatched financial security. Exness.
Find your perfect stay on the Booking.com app. A hotel in the city.
To this Sunday and your manifesto that you're coming up with. What can be expected in there and how will it make the ordinary Ghanaian better?
This manifesto is heavy on jobs.
Heavy on what?
Jobs and business.
Jobs and business.
Basically, that is what.
Now I'm itching to hear this one.
Can you let me speak? Oh,
why? Because I said I'm itching to hear
you're
it.
Interrupting me too much. I think that the MPP really believes that over the past years, not just with the Akufo-Addo government, but even in the Akufo government.
Demra, they may be out no. I bring in nothing but the truth. I bring in facts back to back content. Number one, I share video, share. No be students and cover. New year, share one your comment section. But from Yafa, what my from a I'm a crowd later in the go.